G'day YouTube, my name's Lance, welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report. Look, it's 12 to 18 degrees today, and that's bloody cold for us. Yeah, I'm in the little hoochie up the front here, I'm in my little machine shop. Yeah, with the rain on the roof and the breeze and that around, the shed's rattling and banging and carrying on, so I thought I'd just come up the front here. I was planning on spending a fair bit of the day in my little machine shop anyway. It's becoming a bit of a mess. Before we go way up north, I've done a big run of those PDO collars, done 30 something of those, and governor rods, and I've done the 12-hole gaskets for the axle flanges and all that. So yeah, it's just been one of those places where I come in, make a mess and piss off again quickly, and away we go. So I've been meaning on coming in here and doing a bit of tidying up, and I started last week after work, and look, it's coming along okay, but it's one of those jobs where everything gets worse before it gets better. I've got no microphones and anything today. I thought, well, we'll go back to the old school. The old school was just point the camera and away you go, and it's fairly small in here, so we should be okay. You can't hear the rain so much outside, and the door doesn't rattle and bang and all that sort of thing. So yeah, we'll just give it a go. 1 week won't kill everyone, me either. What I'm doing up the front here is I've got some of these trays, and they clip together for drills and things like that, and I'll probably go handheld later and I'll show you how I got the drills set up. Well, I was going to set these drawers up here with taps and dies, just the smaller stuff in, but I've gone another way. I have had them for years in these plastic pots, and these little plastic pots, you can see, you know, I just had written on the top of them there what was in them. But young Arrow, grandson, he was in helping me in the shed here one day. It was a couple of years ago, it's not recent, and yeah, he has a look and bang, it went on the floor, and everything went into a big mess, and I've been on the goner system, you know, gonna fix it and gonna tidy it up and gonna do the whole thing. But I've been looking for some plastic pots, some reasonable plastic pots to put it in, but I find with the new modern pots, the old ones used to have a fixed hole size. You know, you might have 12 segments in the plastic box, and the old ones would have 12 and they'll be fixed. But now they have that little interlocking thing that you can, you know, pull it out and make it change sizes, which is probably okay for certain things. But I find with taps and dies and some of that stuff, the heavier stuff, they bend and break and pop out and all that. So I noticed the other day that Sparex had some of these tin boxes there. So I've ordered 7 of these, and they came in the other day. Now, with these little boxes, they're quite expensive, but they're in good nick. You know, they're probably 70 bucks each or something like that. And you can get different inserts. This is the 12 hole insert, and I'm using the 12 hole insert and the 3 hole insert. So how it works with these fellas, I might be able to show you the Whitworth one that I've already done. So there you go, that's the Whitworth box. You can see the tags there, and I've got the Whitworth size, the threads per inch, and the drill size. Now, I noticed lately that some of the old Whitworth taps and dies, they'd have, say, 1/2 inch, and you had to drill a, I don't know, let's just say 23/64 hole or something like that, tapping hole. Well, I noticed in the little black book, which I use this thing, I've got these stashed everywhere. They're never too far away. But nowadays, in Australia at least, like they say for let's just pick a UNF thread, half UNF 20, so half 20, 11.5mm tapping drill. So it seems funny to me that they actually have the imperial size with a metric drill, and apparently that's just because metric drills are far more common, and yeah, they don't have the other anymore. Oh well, you do have imperial drills of course, but yeah, they've just gone that way. So anyway, so I thought, well, if that's what the book says, that's the book's what I always look at, and I might as well just put that there too. So that's why you'll see, yeah, you'll see a 5/8 UNF, 5/8 11 UNF with a drill of 14 millimeters or something like that. But I can work with that. I'm happy with that. I can cross it over quickly if I need to, and when I don't need to, I'll just use what I've got. So with our metric drills and our imperial ones, we should get close. So far I've done the box. I've done now that Whitworth box I just showed you. Once we get to 3/4 Whitworth, we go to the big 3-hole box, and look, that just seems to work, and that gets us up to inch. So on Whitworth we can go up to 11/16 11 TPI in this 12-hole box, and then 3/4 right up to 1 1/8 Whitworth goes in this other box. I'll just lock that lid, and yeah, so UNF I go up to 5/8 in the 12-hole box and up to inch in the 3. So your 5/8 you've got 3/4, 7/8 and 1 inch. So I'm part way through that. I've got to finish the UNC this morning, and I've also got a BSP. I haven't got enough tins to, Sparix didn't have enough in the country at the moment to do metric, so metric's going to have to stay in its own little pots for a little while, and so we'll have 2 pots. We'll have Whitworth, so UNF, UNC, metric, and the pipe threads, the BSP, British Standard Pipe, and National Pipe Thread, the American one, NPT. They all share the one box. So I've got a few more boxes to buy. They're quite expensive to buy, but look, I think it's a good long-term solution rather than buying these plastic pots that break and bug around. So and the drawers along here, we're going to mark the drawers and have like these drawers that are 2 inches deep. I'm not sure how wide they are, but I can fit 2 boxes sideways. So this drawer, for instance, might be UNF, and the next drawer, that one there, we're going to sort that out. That's all my Morse taper adapters and things like that. Like that's a Morse taper 4 to Morse taper 1, and things like that. So some of that stuff that will fit in these shallower drawers. So I'm finding in the tooling system, I don't know how many drawers I got here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. I've got 3 lots of 17 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drawers there. 8 here, and 19 drawers there. So I've got lots of little drawers for little things, and these deeper ones, they're handy. Like this drawer just has all my old distributors in and things like that, because I often do that sort of work up here, and it's got an endoscope and things like that. But up on the, you can't quite see it, but up here I've got the indexing head and rotary table and all sits up the top there. I am getting a tad of surface rust on it, so even though it's a pretty good climate here. So I'm going to try and free up a couple of deeper drawers here, and these deeper drawers will get some of that stuff in a drawer, and we usually spray CRC like 336 or something like that all over them, and that'll keep it good. But just out there in the open, and you have the door open from time to time, it's just a way to look after it better. So I'm up here having a bit of a reshuffle and a sort out, and it's a good day for it really. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, most afternoons last week I was in here. Once I finished the machining for make sure we had enough parts before we went away, I was in here. The Sparex sponsorship, they had a new computer system, and I've been waiting and waiting for some things. And back when I first got the David Brown, I put an order in for filters and stop cables, throttle cables, things like that, and they couldn't put it through because the system failed. Then the new AGCO system was playing up, and the sponsorship part of it, there was no thing to put it in as a zero cost. So they saw me and said, "Oh, but I mind buying, paying a nominal amount for stuff." I said, "No, I'm happy to do that." So that's what I did. But they couldn't get it done, and so last week it was like bloody Christmas around here. Everything rolled in at once, and I got the box of David Brown filters and all that, and the stop cable and all that turned up, so it's on the back of the Bedford up the shed there. I've been waiting weeks for a hydraulic pump for the 65. They didn't have enough parts in the country for me to do a full and thorough rebuild of mine, which I sort of started off to do, but I chose just to put a new pump in. So yeah, the order got lost somewhere, so it turned up last week. But the same order for the hydraulic pump, I ordered a couple of, Sparex have this range of work lights, and look, they're just a good thing. I thought I'd get a couple and try them, and they got a magnetic base on them, and this one particularly, you can put the head wherever you need to, and it has a torch at the front end there. Second press is the main light, third press is the brighter light, and then the next one's off. And these things are particularly good for my filming. I bought that Renegade one the other day, and because I had ordered these, I had ordered 2 of these, and the order went missing. Like we just had trouble with it, and we've been having a bit of a battle, and so yeah, we thought, oh, well, dead in the water, we won't worry about it. This one here, it doesn't bend, but it's got a magnetic base, a ball pivot there. But I particularly like this one because it has a dial here, and I can hang this one underneath the tripod. Each tripod has a hook, and I can hang this one under there, and when you're filming stuff, sometimes you put an LED there and it's that bloody bright, it just flares everything out, and then you take it off and it's too dark, and I fiddle a fair bit with light, and this one here is going to be particularly good for just being able to dial in the intensity of the light. Once again, the whole show's falling apart. Once again, good for putting on any tin things. So we took them camping on the weekend to give them a try. So I've got that cold wet nose. I'm a bit like Sansa, a bit like the dog. But so yeah, we thought these were dead in the water because this and the hydraulic pump were all on the same order, and it weeks, like a month or more to get them, and they needed the number for the pump again, and it was just a bit of a fiddle around. They've been having a bit of a battle, and so yeah, talking to the rep, talking to Caleb, and he said, "Have you seen these lights?" So I said, "Oh, I hadn't, but it's the same sort of thing, but it gives you more options, and where these are a solid plasticky base, this one's aluminium, and the thing I like about this one, well, and it's only got like on low, on high and off, and that's probably plenty enough, but down the bottom here, I'm thinking you can unscrew this, and if over the years this battery fails, I'm sure you could go to JB Hi-Fi or J-Car or someone like that and buy a lithium battery and put back in and keep this one going. So So we thought these were dead in the water, and like they just seemed to disappear off the system, so we ordered another one, and it turned up. These turned up on Monday and this one turned up Wednesday. So anyway, that's just how it goes. We've been just having a bit of a battle in that front, just getting things organised, and the blokes that are doing it are very busy. And yeah, so it's light city here at the moment. I've got enough lights to bloody light up the main drag in town, I reckon. But look, that's good. It's not a bad thing. Like a couple of them there for under the tripod, they're just going to be really good. And these other fellas, this one in particular, they're not cheap. These lights, they're bloody. I can probably do you a deal on them, but they're bloody dear. Quite expensive, but like this one here, you can put it on the side of your massive gear housing inside there, and you know, put the light where you need it, and that's where I thought this one would be good. This other fella would be great for under the tripod. This fella here, he's a bit bulkier than this fella, so this one will be alright for sitting behind me sort of thing, or you know, just to get the ambient light up. And this one, I'm envisaging this one, it'll be down in the guts and buggering around. So I quite like this metal one. It seems handy. I used it a lot camping over the weekend just to give it a try, and yeah, quite pleased with it. But yeah, a couple of the orders I had sort of went missing. And I saw Sparex had some S19792 anti-seize copper paste, and look at that, that's just a copper based grease, a whole can of it. And I thought, wow, that's bloody, I can certainly drop that on some things, I reckon. I reckon that wouldn't even be bad on a head gasket, but you know, on an old copper head gasket, something like that. Maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see how we go there. I'd also ordered a couple of roll pin kits, Sparex roll pin kits. Now Sparex have all these little assortments, like this is 315 piece roll pin kit. Yeah, my memory card just filled up, so I've had to do a quick download and try and continue on with the stew. So try and remember where it was. That's a bloody effort on its own. But yeah, on Sparex we got a couple of little roll pin kits, and I was looking for a roll pin to go through the donkey dick holder and hold the donkey dick in place on the 65. Now, for some reason, when you look in the Sparex book, it doesn't have a size. And I jumped onto AGCO and I got the part number and I crossed that back, and you can find the AGCO part number, the genuine number, but you can't find a size anywhere. So I got onto, I saw this little kit from Sparex, and it's got some quite long roll pins in it, and I thought, well, that's the go. Oh, this is a metric one. This other one here is the imperial one, and yeah, some of them are quite long, and I haven't knocked the other one out and measured it yet. So I thought, oh well, I'll just get a little kit there and I'll do some measurements and I'll work it out. And on the Queensland Tractor Spares website, we'll put it, you know, with the size and that, because it seems to be a part that people should be replacing. Like whenever you restore something like that, I know it only stops the donkey dick from dropping down, but it will get worn, so why not put a new one in? Yeah, a couple of bucks probably. So I'd ordered those kits, and yeah, they disappeared too. And yeah, so last week was the David Brown stuff, and the first lot of torches in it come, those fellas. But in the meantime, I'd had a yarn to Caleb, and we'd ordered the master kit for the roll pins. So we've got a little bit of a double up here, but that's fine. Yeah, this kit here, plastic boxes, but that gives you all the sizes and that in it. And so now we've got roll pins to burn, and yeah, look, it'll be a good thing. My old kit was just buggered, you know, and look, I probably bought it 20 years ago and I'd probably used the eyes out of it, sort of thing. I'll just try and get this piece of cardboard here sitting where it should. And yeah, I'd used the eyes out of it, and you know, it was getting a bit shitty looking and a bit rusty, so we've got that sorted out. And then also on a lot of bungs and plugs and all that, I often use dowdy washers, you know, bonded seals, and this kit number's S2812. So we've got the dowdy washer kit now. I really like these because they have that, they're an aluminium washer but they have that rubber seal there. So yeah, they seem to seal really well. So so I've just been trying to tidy up a few loose ends with bits and pieces that, you know, gaps I could see in my system here. So so we've done that, but yeah, it was just funny. I went weeks and I was waiting on parts, and yeah, we couldn't quite work out what was going on with it all and where it went. And I'm supposed to be getting invoices for them because I've got to buy it, and the invoices weren't shown. It was just a bit of a muck ass around, but look, nothing serious. But yeah, it all come, and I said to Duke, "God, bloke, feels like bloody Christmas." So this last week I bought a set of More and Right snap gauges. Now, they're a little snap gauge. They're for doing internal bores on things, and on my, I've had a cheap set for years, and the 30mm one is the one I use all the time, and it was getting really sticky and wasn't holding properly when I was doing those PDO collars. So I bit the bullet and bought a new set of More and Right. They're not top of the range. Like these are about $100. Yeah, I think they're around $100, something like that. And but yeah, the Mitutoyo ones and all that are $250, and I didn't really see the need to go that far for me, for what I do in my little hobby shop here. So I've got them. I've got to get them into a drawer and tidied up. The other ones were just all chucked in a drawer because they were look, they were $20 one time, but they did the job for years. And for our camping the other day, the big old Makita radio here, this work job site radio, we've always taken that everywhere. And when we're sitting having a beer, we just stream a bit of music, you know, to it, a bit of Luke Combs or something like that to it. And you got to take Makita batteries for it and muck ass around. So we had a look the other day getting a little Bluetooth speaker just for in the back of the car, and we came across this little Sony, and it's only a little thing. It's chargeable, USB chargeable, and we could hang that up in our canopy there and sit there having a camp and a beer and a chat with our friends and just have a little bit of background music. And look, it worked really well. It was $68 from Harvey Norman, and yeah, look, it's got a lovely sound, bit of bassy, and bloody, it's good. So yeah, that gets charged up, and I've got a place, I've got a cargo net in the back, and it just hangs there for travelling. So and you can charge it up as you go. So that saved us a bit of weight. That can stay, and then of course you have that. Then you've got to have a Makita battery charger because it only lasts so many hours, and then you got the battery charger and spare batteries and things like that. So this little fella does all of that, so that'll be good. We've got that bit sorted. But look, that's about it for this week. No tractor work. Yeah, just I've been on the lathe, and part of today's exercise is to tidy up the lathe. It looks filthy, and yeah, I've made a lot of collars. I've got everything organised, but we're just going to revamp some of this. Some of the books from work I've been bringing home, bits and pieces here. Yeah, that's overhauling International Harvester 10 horsepower to 1530 horsepower. There's a couple of signs that I had in, spare signs I had in my office at work, hanging around. The Ferguson system ones and that. I'm probably going to hang some of them up in here just for a place to put them. Look at that for a bloody lovely old 65. Bloody beautiful. An interesting thing. On the Massey Ferguson Worldwide Facebook page, there was a 65, and a friend Rod, he done this 65, and he used some aftermarket parts, and it was just a beautiful tractor. And I think I mentioned a few weeks ago about people jumping on and just picking shit for no good reason. Anyway, I had a bit of a chuckle to myself this morning about this tractor. The bloke that was selling it, like Rod, he sold it to a friend of his, and for one reason or another he decided to move it on, and he had it out there for £10,000. Well, these Facebook pricks, they bloody cut him down. It's got the wrong oil filter, and it's got the wrong this and the wrong that, and oh, there's no way is it worth £10,000, and they really ripped it into him, and I jumped on and stuck up for him a bit, you know. So you blokes, it's a lovely tractor, it's really nice. And anyway, they're saying no way would anyone pay that, and anyone rocks in their head and all that sort of thing. So the owner put it on the Chieftain's auction site. Bugger me if he didn't get £15,000. I laughed. There's all these pricks saying no one will pay that, you're dreaming, and bloody. So now I haven't mentioned anything on it now, but now they're picking on, you know, people don't know what they're buying. Why would you buy that? And it's got wrong this and wrong that and some other bloody thing, and hasn't got the proper wire conduit and all that, and they're just cockheads. Anyway, they carry on with all this little shit, and it's none of their damn business really how someone does it. But all these blokes at mouth off, you say, where's your tractor, and you see some old heap of shit with a rusty mudguard hanging off it. So, but anyway, I just thought that was funny, the big hoo-ha about no way would anyone pay £10,000 for that, you're dreaming, rah rah rah, and then bugger me, it made 15,000. So I reckon as Rod and his mate, they'll have a grin from ear to ear. And look, it was a lovely tractor, and the fella, like he said himself, he decided to paint it the Australian wheel colours, you know, red centres and silver rims, and I reckon it looks nicer. And yeah, they're still carrying on about that. You know, people don't know it's the wrong colour and rah rah rah. So anyway, big hoo-ha about nothing. But yeah, I just laughed. I thought, well, here's all these blokes. So now because it did make big money, it made half as much again as the fellow was asking. Yeah, now they're picking it apart again. So anyway, that's just how it goes. But look, that's about it. Yeah, I just got to get to work and tidy up in here. It looks like a bloody bomb went off again. And I'll take it for, I'll go handheld and I'll just show you a couple of bits and pieces we're going to put away. And I'll show you the bloody gear bags in the, I've got a little funny story about the gear bags on the back of the ute. So I'll go out and show you that. You'll get a chuckle. I did anyway. Alright, thanks for dropping by everyone. We'll catch you next week. I don't know what's going to happen this week. We're not going away for a couple of weeks. Oh, we had our camp at Linville. It took us nearly 4 hours to get down there, and coming home yesterday we saw dirt roads and we thought, let's go up over Mount Stanley and all around through there, through the back road. So we did that on the way home, and lovely trip. You can see where people have been, little shacks for hunting deer and things like that, come in through Elgin Vale and things like that. So we went the long way home, but yeah, they've had a great trip. Yeah, we all sort of camped together and had a chat about who's got what gear and all that. Had to look at everyone's setup and all that, and look, it was just a great thing. At Linville's a small town near Moore, and they got this free camp opposite the railway station, and look, it was busy. There was probably 30 caravans if there was one, I reckon, and it's over the road from the pub. So Friday evening when we got there, we went over to the pub for a few beers and had a nice meal. Then Saturday lunchtime we went over there again, and Saturday evening we just cooked ourselves a bit of tuck around the fire and just had a yarn and, you know, a couple of wraps sort of things. And pardon me, but yeah, one of the nights, God, it was bloody cold. I think I got down to 3 degrees or something like that. And yeah, the first night, Friday night, I got down there and I had a few rums, and went to the pub for dinner and had a few beers and come home and finished off with half a dozen rums. And I had to hop up for a few leaks in the middle of the night. The tank was full. And what, cold, holy, I'm up for a pee and I think, holy shit, and get back into bed. Anyway, the Saturday night was supposed to be colder, but I just had a few beers for the day sort of thing. And, I never felt the cold as much, but might have got used to it, who knows. But look, it's a lovely camp. It's right on the rail trail there, and there's a lot of people pulled up with their mountain bikes and off they went touring around for the day. And look, it's just a really nice camp. It's free. There's $2 showers, really clean toilets, $2 hot showers. And there's a hall over the road where you can put a donation in, or you can go up to the pub and give it to the public and he'll take it, and they've got a kitty there for it. So we stayed 2 nights, so we chucked in $20 each for the nights. And yeah, look, it's a really nice little camp if you wanted to get away from it all. Probably a bit busy at the moment. The one on the main drag at Moore, a friend stayed there, Kim stayed there, and he said it was a nice camp, $2 shower, same council thing, but he had a look at Linville, but I reckon there was too many people. But look, and it was a bit busy really. But look, we had our group there. We had 3 vehicles there. We had a caravan and 3 utes, and yeah, we had a great time. Had a sit in the yarn and a good catch up, and had a look at each other's gear and what do you got now and what did you buy here and what did you do there. It was interesting. So anyway, so we're right. So on the 12th of August we're heading out. But so that gives us 2 weekends at home. So I'm hoping to get that diff housing, the diff housing on the 65, and perhaps a pump in and the lift cover on maybe. But look, I'm not putting any pressure on myself about that. We'll just see how we go. So okay, thanks for dropping by everyone. We'll catch you next week. I don't think there'll be a midweek video on the 65. There's just nothing there to do. But I've been away, so I haven't had a chance to film anything. Now I've got the hydraulic pump, I can do that little piece, but that'll probably be it for a little while. But yeah, look, stay safe and we'll catch you all next week, eh? Yeah, so this is over at the lathe. This is where I've been working. I think I did 3 afternoons last week on making PDO spaces, and you can see the swarth underneath, and it just needs a good clean up. It's a bloody mess. And I've been doing a bit of fiddling on the mill too, so the mill needs a bloody big tidy up. Yeah, I've got that. Oh, this is a little camera mount, and I've got a couple of poles sticking out of the wall here, and one above the lathe, and yeah, that sits on there and gives us our camera angles for wherever we need to be. So today we're cleaning all that up. That needs doing. Tidy up the drill press. Look at my desk. What a shit fight. I've got to get the laptop on here later, but they're all the tins for the taps and dies. So this is what I started doing with the little taps, but then I thought, well, if I've got the 2 shops, so if I need to take them up the back, I'll have to pull them out. So they're all going to go back into these blue pots now when I get another couple, and that one was ready. But we're going to some of these adapters and all that here, Morse tape sleeves and that, they may actually fit in there too. Yeah, they may end up in there. But yeah, look, we got a bit of fiddling to do to get it all okay. That's all good, that can stay there, I'm happy with that. This next drawer, that's Bruce's True Line. That's a really good tool he makes. Bruce Witham from West Australia, he makes that. It's a spacer for your lathe, and I was hoping to get this little chuck here. That was one that I was hoping to fit in the drawer here, but it's just too tall. But anyway, we'll get there, so I've got to sort that out today. The taps and dies, I'll just shift this roll pin kit out of the way. So yeah, so there's the BSP ones, but yeah, these little lock-in things here, they all seem to break and move and all that, so so yeah, we'll have the whole lot across shortly. And this is just the junk drawer that's going to get sorted out. You know, I've got tapping chucks and really all sorts of things for doing all sorts of jobs, but I just got to tidy things up. This is the metric box, so and all the other bits and pieces, you know, thread wires for measuring threads and all that sort of stuff. So we're in the middle of sorting out these tap and die handles and things like that. We're sorting all that out, tidying it up, giving it a wipe. So that's going to be okay for yeah, a bit of a damp day, but I do have a lot of tidying up to do, so yeah, I better shut up and go and do it. So yeah, it's a bit gloomy for today, but over the back there's quite a bit of cloud over the back here, so I'm just not sure what we're going to get there. But yeah, I have a bit of a laugh about these things. Like, you'll know, I bought these and we took some firewood down in there, and we use this one here as a bin. And so yeah, they're made by a company called Nuts, about 4x4. So now on the camp, these are officially known as Lance's nut sacks. That's what we come up with on the weekend. So there you go. If anyone asks, that's what they look like.